The Biden administration finally loosened restrictions on the export of vaccine raw materials, but domestic companies say supplies are still erratic. Reports suggest that the Indian Foreign Minister might also hold a meeting with Pfizer representatives. India's emergency authorization to that vaccine has been pending because of the US drug maker's insistence that its company get legal protection in the event of any adverse reactions from its vaccine. Neha Punia, CNA, New Delhi.
Now, Malaysia is considering fines for people who missed their COVID-19 vaccination appointments. Authorities say they are also working to improve the vaccine registration system.
This comes as the country sees a surge of positive cases among younger people aged between 20 and 40. New cases have also risen to record highs for a third consecutive day.
And Malaysia reported over 7,800 new infections yesterday and 59 deaths, pushing the country's caseload to over 540,000 with 2,490 fatalities. Melissa Go has more.
Now, as daily new cases continue to climb, Malaysians are anxious to get themselves vaccinated. Now, here at the country's largest vaccination centre at World Trade Center, some 8,000 are inoculated every day. Now, although authorities have said many times that they won't be accepting any more walk-ins and there's really no point waiting out here, still, many are desperate. They want their spare shots. Now, while some 52,000, however, were reportedly not turning up for their appointments. Now, authorities are now mulling actions against them, including getting them to pay a fine. Now, since the rollout of the National Immunization Program end of February, some 10% of the targeted 26 million population have received their first shots at least. Now, the opt-in for AstraZeneca vaccines this month on the first-come, first-served basis has driven up the rate of vaccination in the country. But authorities have decided to discontinue that. Instead, they will let the people choose or decide their preferred vaccine, including the place and the date for vaccination. Now, Vaccine Minister Khairi Jamaluddin, in making the announcement, said the government has ordered more vaccines from Pfizer, and bulk of it will arrive in the second half. Now, meanwhile, the rapid surge the past weeks has overwhelmed its healthcare system to almost breaking point.
Semangat kita kena kuat. Kalau semua bersatu hati, insyaAllah kena kerja sama-sama. Dekat hospital, bed pun dah tak ada, ventilator pun tak cukup. So orang patient lain nak datang pun, diorang nak pergi mana? Diorang tak ada tempat dah sekarang.
Health Director General Dr. Nur Hisham, meanwhile, is calling for more volunteers to join the fight to help ease the load of the frontliners.
Saya rasa kalau volunteer tu boleh membantu lagi percepatkan ini vaksin ni kan semua.
Hospitals are in need of more trained nurses for critical care. Now, Health Minister Dr. Adam Baba has urged the public not to delay seeking help after scores were brought in dead the past weeks.
Mereka yang berada di rumah ataupun didapati tidak bergejala di peringkat awal tetapi terus ke stage 4 and 5, segera datang ke atau menghubungi fasiliti kesihatan kita.
80% of more than 2,400 deaths reported in the country happened this year, and the new variants from India, South Africa, Nigeria and the United Kingdom have been reported in the country, and authorities believe they are already in the community. Melissa Go, CNA, Kuala Lumpur.
Singapore reported 24 new COVID-19 cases yesterday, 15 of them locally transmitted, the rest imported. 14 infections are in the community and 1 case is among foreign workers living in dormitories. Health officials identified 2 new clusters and closed 1 cluster. They're currently tracking 35 active clusters. 12 of the new community cases are linked to previous infections, while 2 are unlinked. The number of unlinked cases in the community has decreased to 26 in the past week from 43 the week before. The numbers continue to show a downward trend in the past 2 weeks as Singapore has been under heightened alert measures. Overall, the number of new cases in the community has decreased to 152 in the past week from 190 in the week before. 245 patients remain in hospital. Another 291 are isolated at community facilities. 32 people have died in Singapore from complications due to COVID-19.
And due to the global coronavirus situation, Singapore pilgrims will have to defer their Hajj for a second year running. The Islamic Religious Council of Singapore, MUIS, says that it will facilitate the reallocation of places for the 900 affected people to next year. But this again will depend on the situation then. Heidi Ng and Melissa Goh with more.
57-year-old Shah Rafiq and his wife have been waiting 8 long years to make their pilgrimage to Mecca. But they've had their Hajj deferred twice now, this time barely a month before their flight.
Of course, we're disappointed, but this is something that nobody can predict and nobody can stop. So it is something that we have to accept. It is for the best for everybody. Hopefully next year we'll get to do it. As I said, this is a place of God, and you are invited to go. So if it's not your time, it's just not your time.
MUIS says the move is to protect the pilgrims' health.
Internationally, we are seeing multiple countries that have multiple waves of spike in their COVID numbers. And there is also reports that there are variants of the viruses that is being seen and detected at multiple countries, even in our country, Singapore. And different countries have different so-called speed and rate of vaccinating their citizens.
There is also little certainty around the situation. MUIS says it's unclear if the Hajj will be open to international pilgrims, with no official word yet from Saudi Arabia. Increased safety restrictions and quarantine measures will also add to costs and travel time. The Fatwa Committee, Association of Muslim Travel Agents, and Hajj General Service Agents, or GSA, support MUIS's decision.
Limitation of manpower either from the GSA or the locals over in the kingdom is also an area of concern. Until today, we have yet to find an insurance company that will have a full medical coverage inclusive of COVID-19. And lastly, the whole movement of Hajj is uncertain.
MUIS says it hopes the decision will help ease the anxieties of pilgrims and their families. Hajj deposits paid in 2020 and were carried over will be refunded.
Still ahead, shares of JT Logistics surge on its first day of trade in Hong Kong. We'll get you the price action, plus our next guest believes markets in China are in better stead compared to others. Analysis after this break.
I'm getting my COVID-19 vaccine.
Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in.
And documenting all my side effects. Bam, the soreness set in. But with cases of infection among those who are vaccinated, how protected am I?
Now what we're seeing are actually mutants, which are quite different from the original strand.
Talking Point, tonight, 9:30 p.m. on CNA.
From the top stories in Asia.
A quicker, portable way of testing for COVID-19 in just 5 minutes.
To breaking news in the US and Europe.
US President-elect Joe Biden is set to formally introduce his top economic team.
With an eye on markets opening across the world.
Wall Street's major indices all closed the month with double-digit percentage gains.
It's the one bulletin that offers you a global perspective. World Tonight, daily, on CNA. Have fun while breaking a sweat on your next visit to Gangnam. Enjoy the weightlessness of bungee fitness, or learn the health benefits of pole dancing. So don't miss the opportunity to feel the burn with the latest workout trends in Korea. Gangnam Insiders Picks, Sunday on CNA. This program is brought to you by the Gangnam-gu office.
They treat me like a snake.
तो एक के चलती हजारों आदमी भूखे मर जाते हैं।
मैं तो सोचता था कि मैं कहीं मम्मी को मैं बहुत बोलता था, मम्मी मुझे एक कुछ अच्छा पॉइजन दे दो कि मैं मर जाऊं।
Oh my God, they've been blasting the Rex.
A brand new season of Undercover Asia.
He's just looking at us with his eyes wide open. Oh, it's
so cute. I'm Shushan, and in this series, I'll be tracking into hidden parts of Singapore.